Hello Gemini, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level. What it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you might be in a relationship currently. Could be a situationship as well. This could have also happened in the past. For others of you, this may be simply an exchange of glances that has happened on several occasions. And you know there's something there, but no one is speaking up. Here we have feelings and emotions, very strong. Also, for those of you who are new, my way of reading, or rather getting the answers that I need, slightly it is different. So I don't actually channel through any spirit guides, I never have. I do have the ability of getting the answers that I need through my higher intuitive self. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. Wow. Okay. All right, so we have here feelings and emotions, synthesis, selfhood, nourishment, sensuality, illness, wellness, awakening, betrayal. And under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, we have growth. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Gemini, there is no doubt in my heart that there are special feelings that I have for you. These feelings and emotions are triggered at certain points in time. And I have realized when you are happy, I'm happy. And when you're sad, my world is falling apart because I want to make it right. These feelings, even though sometimes they're not supposed to be there, they do come through. And it's hard for me to ignore them. I do feel in this connection there is a sense of wanting to make things right. There used to be peace and harmony in this connection. But now there is a lack of peace and harmony. Once things that were hidden, it appears now is the time to bring them out into the open and talk about them. Certain feelings and emotions were also hidden in the shadows. And it is important for those things to come out, for us to talk, for me to express. But it's hard for me to do that when I see you now as someone who is very, very single. I see you now as an individual who is keeping to themselves. I see you as someone who is now very independent, self-reliant, self-sufficient. It's like you don't need me, you don't need anybody. I see that, I sense that, I know it. Because of this, you are now also very guarded. It is difficult to communicate with you and try to get through to you. The flame that once burned is now extinguished. And it's hard for me to restart anything. Before, it's as if I knew you. I learned who you were. I uncovered this mystery. But since the time things have changed, and since I did what I did to you, I know now that you are changed only because of me. Life was different before, but now you've changed. Not simply on your own, but because of what I did. And this is what complicates things for me, because I knew who you were back then, but I do not know who you are now. And this is the reason it's difficult for me to even reach out sometimes. Because before, I had conquered this mystery. And now, it starts all over again. In you, I have found someone who is very fulfilling in many ways, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You have this way and this ability of making things right, of creating fulfillment, even in areas that I didn't even know about, that needed fulfilling. There's no doubt I do feel a lot of sensual desires for you. You are very sensual, very beautiful, very gorgeous. The way you walk, the way your hair is, the way it flows, your skin, the contours of your body. Everything about you is very tantalizing. It's very unique. It's very true. It's very beautiful. I also feel in this connection, there's a sense of feeling held down. This feeling of being held down. It is intense. There's certain things I want to do, certain things I want to achieve even within this connection, but I am unable to. I try to go up above the surface of this water, but I can't. I am being pulled down and weighed down by responsibilities, by burdens, restrictions, constraints. And I've come to an awakening. I have realized things now. What I have realized is that in this connection, I have finally started seeing things through your perspective, through your eyes. I have put myself in your shoes. And I see now that all I ever did was betray you. I didn't see it this way before. But I see it now from your point of view. I behaved in a way that was very unpredictable. You thought you knew me, but you never really knew me at all. Now there is a lack of trust and a lack of faith. And these are the things that haunt me, which is why I can't go above the surface of this water and see your shining face as you are the sun. Overall, things that happen between us happen fast. And I never really got a chance to get to know you the way I truly should have. I want to know you more. I want to grow with you and know what you're all about, what your deepest desires are, what have been the happiest moments in your life, what are your dreams and goals far into the future. I want to treat you like a person. I want to respect you, because that is something that truly didn't happen before. Things have changed. I am changing. And change is important in order for there to be growth. All right, Gemini. What I'm seeing from this deck right now, this spread, is that your person of interest, and this could be vice versa, just based on this card here, because it's a really intense card, betrayal. What I'm seeing here is that this person has come to a realization, this is the awakening moment, awakening card. They've realized that they have betrayed you. Now, what's upsetting here for you, maybe Gemini, is that this entire time you knew that they betrayed you, and they were either in denial or they just didn't know that this is what you would consider betrayal. There's a difference here between mindsets. There's differences between the both of you. What you think is okay and acceptable versus what they think is okay and acceptable. There's a difference here. This is why out of all of these cards, we don't have other cards. There's no other major cards that I get that are dark energy. But here we have betrayal. So yes, there is a sense of betrayal. And this person feels held down because of what they've done. And they realize this. So at the very least, Gemini, if you're wondering, why this person isn't reaching out to you, it's because in their life right now, at this stage, at some point, this could be now or in the near future, they're going to realize that, okay, what I did was not right. I actually did betray this person. That's what they're feeling. However, before, they may not have seen things this way. That's why this is an awakening moment. This is a realization. And the realization can only happen, selfhood, once there's distance between the both of you. Because then there's a lot to think about. That's why distance is sometimes a healthy thing. Keeping your distance, keeping some time, some gap between two people so that they can think things over. All right, let's have a look at the Lover's Path Tarot. So in this deck, I have a look at what it is that may have caused the problem in the first place in this connection. Massive, like a huge card. This meaning for the illusion card is huge. You also have here the Seven of Staffs. So these are very big problems that occurred. Some of you might know about this. Some of you might not. The first spread I just did, that is what something you could see as current. This is something that happened in the past. The only reason I look at this is to give you some type of an understanding as to what happened. Because sometimes people just ghost. They don't talk to you. They don't let you know what truly happened. There may be many reasons why there was a breakup or there is separation. But this is one of the main reasons why it happened. So I do like to look at the why. So we have here the Seven of Staffs. Now I do read this in the reverse. So this talks about, traditionally it talks about defensiveness, combative behavior, and struggle. But here we have, in the reverse, not being able to defend oneself. Not even feeling that urge to be combative. And surrendering to struggle. Here there was a sense of instability. Success was possible, but only after dealing with difficult people or difficult situations that opposed one's intentions. They may have let other people's problems become their own problems. In the reverse, this does also talk about feeling overwhelmed and being your own worst enemy. Creating problems to distract from what really is going on. So in the connection between the both of you, there could have been issue ABC. In reality, it was ABC, but you both know it, and you want to discuss it. But they would never talk about A, B, C. They would just start rambling on and on about X, Y, Z. So they were ignoring it. They were trying to avoid it. They didn't want to talk about what was really going on because they knew they'd be guilty. They knew that this entire connection would become a very upsetting kind of situation. So therefore they did not even want to talk about it, which is not, that's not good. That's not mature either. And it's not nice because the other person is always left hanging. And that's a position of power. Do you want to be the person who is following, who's chasing, who's hanging? No. It's because this person was starting to call the shots and you were waiting for them to do so. And that makes you feel weak. It makes you feel as if you don't have any type of assertiveness. And it's overall not good. It's not a healthy relationship when that happens. Here we also have illusion. This is a pretty big card. The meaning of this card is pretty deep. Traditionally, this is the Moon card. This, in the upright, talks about fantasies, intuition, emotion, and enchantment, but I am reading the reverse. So, once upon a time, they may have been enchanted by love, but that changed, for better or for worse. They were confused by illusions that may or may have not been real. Now, what are these illusions? The illusion of love. Is love real? Is this connection real? When my Gemini does this, does my Gemini actually mean it? They were not able to see if this was the truth or if it was a lie. Or whatever your intentions were, they could not tell. We also have here intense emotions. The need to know what is real. And in the 100% reversed, it talks about disillusionment, as well as a delusion, deception, discomfort with emotions or relationships, and having a lack of satisfaction. So it does say here discomfort with emotions or relationships. So definitely there is this discomfort that this person has. They're not comfortable. And why are they not comfortable? Because they cannot recognize what love is, even if it's staring them right in the face. That is something that happened here, and it is something that just does not go away. There is this kind of connection that the both of you have where they have felt that it was just fake to some degree. However, of course, we know it was not fake. From your side, it was not fake. At the very least, you wanted something. But this person had a lot of struggle. There was a sense of distrust. There was arguments. And they were not in the right state of mind. In a few readings during this upload, I've mentioned this, and it's the same here. This is not a you problem. This is not you. This is a them problem. They are the one who are having this problem. Your person of interest is having a problem. They've had a particular mindset that they have been born, brought up, and raised in, and they're not able to change that mindset. It's clashing with yours. I mean, no matter how much affection you gave to this person, they still felt a lack of satisfaction. Why? Because there's something missing in their body, mind, spirit, and soul, where that void, it needs to be filled, that gap, or needs to be bridged. Something here is missing within this person. And the only way things would work out is if this person has a sense of self-reflection, finds out what's going on in their life, and then they will be able to be a better human being in their own life and spread love. Right now, this person can't. They have issues. And these issues could be stemming from their childhood or even a recent breakup with somebody. And they tried to be in a relationship with you, but it just didn't work because certain things were weighing them down. You had the illness and wellness card. Oftentimes I've seen that talks about despair, desperation, even depression, like all the D's. And it is it's a very sad card to have because it talks about how this person may want to be with you, but there are certain things that are weighing them down. So this could be trauma. Trauma that has led to them not even recognizing what love is all about. And because of that, there's struggle. All right. Let's have a look at the beginner's tarot deck to see if there's any actions, any plans, any intentions this individual may have towards you. Oh, look at that. Very similar to what you had before. And I'm determined to find it. This takes me a while. Oh, there you go. It did not take me that long. This right here. Illness, wellness, and the Eight of Swords. You guys can't see this, but there's like weeds or seaweeds or something that's holding this person's leg down. So this individual, this lady, she's trying to go above the surface of the water, but there's things that are yanking her down, pulling her down. It's like gripped her legs, right? That means constraint. Something or somebody, some responsibilities, some problems, even things that are haunting this individual emotionally, emotional trauma. It's weighing them down. Same thing we have here. The feeling is this person is restricted. There's constraints. For a small portion of you, this could be a third-party situation because somebody else has or is holding the reins here. Somebody else is in charge of this person's life and their relationship. And that's the way it is with two people. When you have two people that are in a connection together, it is by default understood that they belong to each other, right? So they will be possessive over each other. That is natural. They will be jealous if they are talking to someone else. That is natural. Not all the time does that happen, but most often that's the way it is with relationships. Here we have with the Eight of Swords. This person that we're talking about, they're blindfolded. They cannot see. They cannot hear. This is not something they wanted to do on their own. Somebody has done this to them. So they cannot see, they cannot hear. Their arms, their legs, their hands, their feet. They cannot make a move. They're surrounded by swords as though they are caged. There's a fence around them. They cannot move. And somebody in the far distance is watching them like a hawk. So, does this person feel as though they are literally in prison? Yeah. Some of you may be going out with somebody who's been in prison, or they are still, or correctional facility, or even some type of rehab center. Yeah. There's, for a tiny portion of you I'm getting, yeah. There's something here where this person wants to be with you, but there are other factors here in play. Circumstance, I'm getting the word circumstances. External circumstances. When you hear me whispering, please just note that that's me. That's not any other entity or spirit in my room. So you guys end up mentioning it and you freak me out, then I have to hear it. So, yeah, there's something here that's causing this individual. There's external circumstances which they don't have any control over. That is something that is controlling them in a way. It's it could be a person, it could be their job, it could just be a certain amount of things that have happened in their life and they're really overwhelmed and they have to get it done, and therefore they feel as though they are not free. They're not free because they're bound by these responsibilities, by these things that they have to complete. The only reason I stressed on this more is because you literally have two cards here. So if you think this person has freedom, Gemini, they don't. They don't have the freedom like somebody that would, who is of a healthy mind and healthy society. This person really feels stuck in some way. We have here the Six of Wands. Wow. You have the Ace of Cups. Very nice. Then you have the Hierophant, and you have the Three of Pentacles, followed by the amazing King of Cups. Very nice. So, I've already discussed the Eight of Swords. There's this feeling of being caged, constraints, restrictions. Now, the person that you're thinking about during this reading, If that person was the individual that left you or ghosted you for a while, or there was distance or separation, there was boundaries and a lack of communication, it is that person that's going to be coming back into your life. Yes, very nice. This is nice now. This cloudy, gray kind of weather that was there, now the clouds are parting. Now you're going to see and feel that sunshine. It's very beautiful. Very nice. This person's going to be coming back into your life. They want to be victorious. They want to win your heart. And what are they going to do after they come back? Here we have the Ace of Cups. They want a sense of forgiveness in this connection. They want to have this exchange of love. They may not expect it from you, but they want to tell you what's in their heart. Because for the longest time, they were not able to. Now, between this card and this card, you can imagine they're tied up, right? So obviously, there's going to be a part where this is undone, and then they're making a move. From there, they decided to make a plan. So this card and here, there would be literally 2 or 3 stages to get to this point, which means if you guys think they're just going to jump from here to here, no, that's not going to happen. It's not an on-off switch. This person has to change. They have to evolve. They have to get used to this, and then they're going to come back into your life. With the Hierophant right at the end there, I did mention society. So there's something here where this person wants things to be traditional. Do they want to offer you a commitment? Yes, they do. They do have feelings and emotions for you. They do want to offer you a commitment. And they also want you to be respected in society. So they want you to be respected in society. They want their society to respect you, and they still want things to be traditional. Traditional in this case isn't a bad thing. It's traditional just means that, yes, you and I are together and we are a couple. Interestingly, you have here the 3 of Pentacles too. It's an extra card that came out. For some of you, this could be a third-party situation. And for others of you, you have been either working with this person currently or maybe in the past. And what's happening here is they are falling in love with you, but we already have that here. And if that's not the case, it does mean that either through some association, some type of club, or even through friends, this person knows you. Either way, what they want to do is they want to manifest something with you. They want to create something with you and construct something with you. This could be literally like physically, let's just say an office. I've had a lot of clients that have wanted to, they use the excuse, not my clients, but the other person, they use the excuse of maybe starting up a business or something like that and having one of my clients work for them or work with them, or even working on a project together. Yeah, there's many ways these things play out. But it's a fact of having 2 people come together to construct something. Whether this is an excuse to make a back deck during summertime, during the warm times of the year, because that's happened too. So there's people that get into partnerships, people that get into businesses, people that get into small type of contracts just in order to be with a person. But that's what I'm seeing here. So your person of interest wants to somehow be in your company. Now, when I mean company, I mean in your presence, not an actual corporation. So they somehow want to be in your presence, but what they want to do is have some type of a routine where you can regularly meet. Here we also have the King of Cups. With the King of Cups, it does talk about how this person has realized you make them very emotional. You have their heart, and you have the ability to show them love and to be loved, and they do want to love you. It's because of love that this person is starting to change their mind. All the struggle, all the trauma, all the haunting that they've gone through, they've seen that their love is more powerful and it's more important. There's no use living in the past and sorrow and suffering. Not wanting to waste any time, they come back into your life to make an offer, to make a commitment, and to start something with you. Why? Because they love you. It's very nice, Gemini. There's a little bit of a waiting period here because they do need to change their mindset, but eventually you see what's happening here. So is there any action? Yeah, at the very least, the Six of Wands and the Ace of Cups definitely are action cards. So this person is going to reach out to you. And the intention here is with the Hierophant. There's plans here being made with Three of Pentacles. And of course, the intention here with the King of Cups is they truly do love you and they want to be with you somehow. So they're trying to find some excuse, maybe to work on a project with you, just to get close to you. Very interesting. All right, so I'm going to have a look at Archangel Answer cards. Just going to do a quick prayer. So these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. Very nice. The situation will improve. Then we have here get more information. If you believe, then you have ask your angels. Followed by yes. Then we have here, you're ready. Followed by in the near future. Oh my goodness. Yes, and then yes with an exclamation mark. Wow, under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, you have yes with an exclamation mark. So that seems to be very positive. Here, the first card's the strongest. So many of you may wonder, you know, this person's been very distant, very aloof and quiet and in their own little world for quite some time. The angels here are saying that the situation will improve. However, it is important for you to get more information. Usually the only reason why this card comes out, get more information card, is because you have a lack of information and understanding regarding the situation that they're going through. So this is why it's important for you to get more information. Now, you don't have to ask them directly. Maybe they don't really want to speak about it or talk about it. You can always ask others. You can always somehow find out through this person's friend, maybe through their social media. I'm not saying that you go and stalk them, but if you really want to learn how to approach this person, you will need to know a little bit about what they're going through. And if you already know what they're going through, if it's some type of emotional trauma, read a book, go on YouTube, find out how you can get more information on dealing with a person like this. You're not their therapist, but you are wanting to be in a relationship with them. So it's important to get that information. That way, knowledge is power, right? And you will know what to do when the time comes. And it'll be a win-win situation. Here we also have, if you believe, ask your angels. So there's some skepticism here. Some of you actually don't believe that angels can actually help you. It's important to have the belief, because when we send out good vibes, we actually attract good vibrational energy. When we send out sad, depressed, angry vibes, we attract negative energy. So you are surrounded by energy. It is around you. It is inside of you. And you can manifest whatever you want with belief. Here we have ask your angels. So the way to ask these angels, the ones that I deal with, for me, I can tell you my method. I know some of you don't like me telling you what to do, but you don't have to do this. I'm not converting anybody. This is the way you ask these particular angels, Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel. So myself, I pray to the Christ consciousness. Through Christ, I get to his Father, who is the source. And the source is the one being that created the offspring, which is what we call the Christ consciousness, which is a part of the Supreme Being. Now, these angels work for the Supreme Being, and that is who we call God. So from there, in your heart, in your mind, you talk to God, you let them know, or him, rather. It prefers being a he, because it does have a masculine and feminine energy, but it prefers being in the alpha state because it is more of a leader, confident go-getter. That's the reason why it chooses to be in the state that it's in. And everybody assumes or says that God, these days, they talk about God as a man. I just wanted to clarify that. But it has two states. It has the female and male, so it knows both. Now we have here, these angels do work for that, I guess you can call, it's kind of like a government or like an agency. They got like a manager, and then they got the employees. It's kind of like that. So just consider, not the source is like the manager, and the angels are like the employees. So you do have to get permission from the manager, right? So this is how it works. You just tell God what your issues are and request that, can you send please these angels to help me? Now remember to say angels from heaven, because there are many angels in many dimensions, different types of angels. So some are not from heaven. So always mention the word heaven. And heaven is a different dimension. Here we also have, when you ask, then the angels themselves, they need permission from you now. So you needed to get permission from the source, but they need to get permission from you. So you just simply, in your heart, in your mind, you talk to them. Now, when I say in your heart and your mind, can you actually see a Wi-Fi connection when you have your home internet on, for example, right? Or your cell phone on? You can't see with your physical eyes those waves, right? But this is the way the human consciousness works, the soul. We send out frequencies and they go out in waves, and it's within an instant that it connects, because they are a part of us and we are part of them. So it's just like branches or strings. And so when you pray, or when you meditate, or when you try to communicate, whoever you are communicating with, they will hear you, as long as it's a celestial being. Unfortunately, there's there's a dark side too. If you want to communicate there, you can. But that's not where I go. That's not where anybody should go, because it can also create a lot of health issues for people if you become more on the negative side, which is the demonic side. So try to do that. We do not pray to angels. They work for the Supreme Being, but we do request, and we do give them our most highest respect. They're there to help us, and we are there to also support them if they ever need us. Sometimes we do things without even knowing, and we're helping positive energies. We lift up groceries for a senior that's, that can't lift it, right? That right there is good karma. That is something that will earn you good karma points going forward in your lifetime, in this life or the next. So it is important to just know that, yes, if you believe, it will come true because you have asked. Now remember, you have to think logically too. If you haven't met this person in 15, 20 years, and you're just obsessed over them, and you think that they can feel your energy, that is not practical. You have to be very practical about this. Why do I say 15, 20 years? Because I have clients who have been like this. I have people that I know that they've fallen in love with someone. The other person got married, and our person still remained single for 30, 40 years because they were heartbroken. There are people like that out there. So love is very strong. Love is very true. But if you do want to ask something, go ahead and ask to receive those answers intuitively. Here we do say yes. There's a yes here, and there's a yes here. You're ready. So it's interesting because it's talking about you being ready, but it's not talking about this person being ready yet. Remember, with that Eight of Swords, they have a lot to change right now. They have a lot to do. Eventually, when it says here you're ready spiritually, emotionally, physically. And so when you're ready, this means that whatever happens in the near future, so you do have this, in the near future, something is going to happen, which is perfect. Remember, you have the Ace of Cups, you have some great cards over there. This person's going to be coming back into your life. So at that point in time, you will be ready. There's a yes, yes, and you have here the situation will improve. The only thing I would say is yes. Ask your angels, have the belief that things are going to work out. But in addition to that, make the situation better by getting more information on how you can handle this person. What can you do to make their life better? And I know you guys have been suffering too. So what can you do to make your life better? How can you adjust to something like this? This person has put you through a lot too, because I see with the illness and wellness card, not only was it affecting them, but it was very much affecting you. The card itself, for me, talks about depression. Very depressed, feeling so low that you just can't find your way back up. So interesting. You know what I just noticed? This is the first time in the history of all my readings. Holy smokes. Holy Hannah. You guys see that? You guys see that? This lady, these are two completely different decks. She's headed towards the light. This angel here, she's headed towards the light. Above the surface of the water here, we have weeds and things that are holding this person down. And over here we have dolphins. Holy smokes, I never connected this before. So we have here illness and wellness. Before, there was depression, there was sadness, there was remorse. There was somebody here being pulled down. And then, boom, things change. And then we have here, the situation will improve. From that state that you are in, or this person is in, they will rise to the top. And then there's sunshine. Wow. I never noticed that. That is crazy. And it's the same angle, too. Oh my god, that's so cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I bring it too close to the camera, then it sometimes gets out of focus. Let me give it a try, though, because this is so cool for me. This is the first time this happened. Can you guys see that? Okay, kind of. Focus. So there's this person, there's the sun, they're underwater. There's this being, they're under the sun, they're in water, and there are the dolphins. That's so cool. They're two completely different decks. But the situation will improve because this is what it was before. I'm so hyped up about this reading now. All right, Gemini. That concludes your reading. Let me know how things go. Did any of this resonate with any of you? Let me know in the comments below. For those of you that might still want a private reading, I currently do have openings. That is for the written report readings. It's all conducted by myself. It's just that they're written. But I give you all the details. I give you all the things that you need to know. Do go on my website, which is www.asnointia.com, and read through the description first so you know exactly what you'd be expecting. All right, Gemini. You all take care. Stay safe. Bye now.